Good morning, everybody. So today I have to go to university because of an interview. Like, the teachers always do an interview at the beginning of the new semester. They did it last year too, and last week I had my placement test. So yeah, today I have that, and then at 5 I have dinner or lunch, or what you call it, during that time, with a friend and another person. If that person comes, I won't vlog. It's like a traditional Japanese restaurant, so I'm not sure whether I will vlog that. Maybe I'll show you the dishes. But I thought that until then I would go around looking for cherry blossom, because it's the cherry blossom season. And yeah, if I don't know how much I vlog today, I'll just bring my camera along and then we'll see what I can find today. So you just come with me today. I'm at the station now. I just killed some time with some guys from my class, and I decided to go to Ueno to check out the park. Yeah, I will tell you about like this whole interview placement test thingy a little bit when I'm in the park. I'm on my way to the Ueno park and it's so crowded even though it's Monday. As expected, it is really crowded, even though it's Monday, but of course there are a lot of tourists who came just for the cherry blossom, and yeah, everyone's trying, of course, to take some good photos of the flowers. I'm just here to kill time. Maybe I should tell you something about my university, because I don't do that a lot. I don't think I don't do that at all, I think. So yeah, I will look for a place to sit down or for quite a place to tell you. So I have to look now first. As expected, it is a little bit difficult to find a quiet place here at Ueno Park, but of course everyone's here. It really feels like everyone's here, like from China, from Vietnam, and it's quite windy, so I didn't want to talk about university stuff while it's so windy, because it's quite distracting. So maybe I have to do that another time, or I really find quite a place to do that. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit more of the sakura scenery here. But if you're interested in like the tests and what university, like if you're studying Japanese at the university, especially at Keio University, if you want to know what that's like, then I can tell you a bit more about it. But yeah, I don't know whether you're interested in that stuff, so you can tell me if you're interested. I'm just gonna show you a little bit more of Ueno Park. This is literally like a stream of people. I didn't really know what I expected of Hanami, but this is just like, I'm one of those people too, but a bunch of tourists trying to get the best photos. And yeah, it's quite cold now. It's gotten really cold, so I don't feel the sakura season yet. Maybe it's just because of the place, but I think that the other places may be as crowded. I'm just trying to leave the park now. The park is really big, so I don't know when I will get out. So I got a message earlier that the third person won't come to the lunch, dinner. Yeah, I might vlog that. I have to check out the location first because it's a Japanese restaurant, but I'm not quite sure what it looks like inside, whether it would be awkward to film there. So you'll know when it gets there. I'm decided to go back to the station because yeah, it's quite windy and cold today, and I'm not really feeling it. And I also forgot my camera, like my photo camera, so it's difficult to get close up of the flowers with just my phone. So I just saved this for tomorrow maybe, because I wanted to go check out Nakameguro tomorrow, and maybe I will get some photos there, I hope, because I don't want Hanami to end before I get some good sakura photos. So yeah, I have to go to Nippori now and just go to the Yamanote line, and I will see you there hopefully. I'm in Nippori now. It started to rain even though the sun is shining, and yeah, I still have more than 1 hour to kill. I might go to a cafe or something like that. Let's see what I can find. I finally found a bench to sit on. Benches are so rare in Japan. Like, if you're not in a park, then you don't find any benches anywhere. Like, not even in the station you have any like benches to sit on. Usually it's for the older people. Oh, it's so windy. And in Ueno, of course, everything was occupied. Sitting in the wind, waiting for time to pass. So I'm sitting in a cafe right now because it's too windy and too cold. It really got on my nerves. So I'm just spending my time here until it's time to go to the restaurant. And I got a sakura matcha latte. Actually, I'm at Tuli's Coffee. I didn't find a Starbucks because I don't know, I usually don't go to cafes, but when I do, it's only Starbucks because they have a good matcha latte, which I like. But yeah, I just decided to try the sakura matcha latte at Tuli's Coffee because you can't sit in a cafe without ordering something, so I thought I might just try something new. Yeah. This is what I got. It's matcha latte with, I think it's sakura syrup or something like that. Probably just matcha latte with some fancy topping. I didn't get a spoon with my drink, so I got this to scoop up the cream. The syrup tastes like sakura jam. Oh, and there are like white chocolate pieces on it too. I actually like this. The matcha latte is actually not bad at all. It's really good. I don't usually drink like this. The cream is quite sweet with the sakura syrup on it. Are you supposed to stir it with the cream, maybe? Just gonna stir it together. Mix it. I think this tastes a lot creamier, like more like cream than the matcha latte from Starbucks. Yeah, yes. The matcha latte from Starbucks tastes more like matcha, and I think it's a little bit thicker, the consistency. This is much more creamy. Yeah, I think I still prefer the matcha latte from Starbucks. So now that I'm sitting in a quiet place, I thought I could tell you a bit about my university program. So I'm studying at Keio. You might know this already if you watched my university tour, because I did that already. And yeah, I'm like studying in Düsseldorf in Germany, and the university is actually a partner university of our university in Germany. And yeah, we had to do, like, if we want to study in Japan, we have several partner universities, and if we want to study in Japan, we have to prepare a research project that we can conduct in Japan, like about Japanese society or culture or something like that. And then we have to hand it in to the professors, who will look at it and will choose the people who they want to go to Japan, because there's a whole selection process for that, and it's much more difficult than for other people I've met here. They were just like, yeah, I just wanted to study in Japan, so I just chose this university. For us, it's much more difficult because we have to write an essay about why we want to study here, and then we have to think about a research project with actual literature. So we can't just like write some bullshit. We actually have to think about a legit research project that we can conduct here in Japan. And so you hand everything in, and then they think about whether the projects are good, whether the people are fit for the representation of our uni in Japan. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, I think, they go through before they choose the people. And yeah, I did that, and I managed to get into the Keio University. So it was not up to me to decide where I go. I could say, yeah, I would prefer this in this area because it would be better for my project, but it's never guaranteed that you will end up in the university you wanted to go to. Yeah, but I ended up in Tokyo, which is actually not that bad because I really like Tokyo and I always wanted to come here, so I'm quite happy about that. I don't really know what the university life for an actual Japanese student is, because I'm an exchange student, so it's of course it will be different for international students compared to the Japanese students. So what we get is a dormitory where we can live and some orientation days. So when I arrived here at the beginning of last semester, when I first came here, there were a bunch of orientation stuff like dormitory and scholarship and placement test. I had to do a placement test. So we have several levels, like language levels here. I think it goes from 1 to 9. I think 9 is the highest level and 1 is the lowest level. And we have to do a placement test so that they can put you in a level. So you know which courses of which level you can take. So the test looks like this. You have grammar, listening, and reading comprehension. There are like 5 pages for each section, I think. Like the first page is like, Watashi gakusei desu, something like that, and it's really, really easy. But then it gets really difficult towards the last 2 pages. They don't expect you to like solve all the questions. Of course, it's just to see who gets in which level. But it always stresses me out, that placement test, because if it says test, something test, and then I shut down because I don't know, I just, tests and exams just stress me out. And yeah, I had to do that at the beginning of last semester. And then after getting into like the level, I had to take like a level check test. It's so different from the placement test. You do the placement test first, then you get into a level, and then you will have to take the level check test, which is like the test for each course you want to take. So for example, if you get into level 5, then you have like several different classes, like for example oral comprehension or comprehensive Japanese, grammar or composition, like stuff like that. And for each course that you want to take, you have to take another test, like a level check test. And if you pass that test, then you will be able to go to that course. Otherwise, you won't be able to, even though you got put in a level after the placement test. If you don't pass the level check test, you won't be able to take that course. So after the placement test, there's like I think it's 2 weeks actually, when you have time to take tests. Like 1 week only, you just take tests for like your courses you want to go to. And they always split it up. Like for example, if you have a level 5 test and for composition, but also a level 5 test for oral comprehension, they will split it up in 2 halves. Like the first half of that period you can go to oral comprehension, for example, and in the second half you can go take the test for grammar. And that will take up 1 week. And if you didn't get all the courses, like if you don't have enough courses yet after that week, there's another week. So as you can see, it's just tests at the beginning before you actually can like go to the courses to study. It stressed me out so much. It literally gets on my nerves every time. Like, okay, this is my second time having to do this, but I've had enough after the last time, really. Because you have like 1 week, and for example, if you get put into level 5, but you think that you're better than level 5 and you want to go into level 6, then you have to take the test for level 6 too. And to be sure that if you don't pass level 6 to still get into a course, you have to take the level 5 tests too. So you have to take every course, like level check test for every level 5 course. And then you have to, if you want to challenge yourself, take every test for the courses for level 6. So it's really stressful, because then you have 1 week and every day you have several tests, because of course there are several courses in one day. And if you want to challenge yourself with like every course, like 5 and 6 for example, or even 7, then you just go and take tests for the whole week. and I was so fed up after that. I didn't even have the motivation for the actual start of the semester. Compared to the like Japanese language studies I do in Germany, they have a lot of tests and exams here. Like we don't even have tests at all in Germany. We just have like that only one exam at the end of the semester, and that's it. We have like homework too, but you know, it's just part of Japanese studies to have homework. In Japan, like I just can't speak for Keio University because that's where I study. I don't know what it's like for other universities, so this is just my experience. Other people might have different experiences. I'm just telling you what I went through, basically. So you have the placement test, and then you have the level check test, and then when you finally get into your courses and you can start to study, there will be tests every week at the beginning of the lesson, like every week, every day, for every lesson. You have like a dictation, you have it depends like on the course which it teaches, which one they teach. For example, if you have kanji, then you will have a test for the kanji you studied last week at the beginning of the lesson. If you have, for example, comprehensive Japanese, that's where you study like everything, for example, with grammar, kanji, and vocabulary. Then you have like a dictation, a grammar test, a kanji test. Yeah, and that's like almost every week and every day. So you take a lot of tests here. But instead of that big exam that we have here, the like end semester exam here is just like another weekly test, like a little bit more difficult, but it will be not as difficult as I had it in Germany. But still, sometimes, I know it's bad, but sometimes you just don't want to study. And here you have to really study every day because the tests are graded. They will be graded and it will be count as your grade at the end too, like with everything, with all the midterm exams and end-term exams. That will be all one grade for that course. So you have to study if you want like a good grade, of course. So that was the first semester placement test, level check test, all the tests in between the semester, midterm exam, and like the end term. Do you call it midterm exam? We don't even have that. We just have that one exam at the end of the semester. But then I had to take another placement test for this semester. Like this is the next semester. I passed all of my courses from last semester, but I still think we all had to take another placement test. I don't really understand why, because if we pass everything last semester, maybe it would be logical to just like put us on a higher level, like one level higher, and if we still think we are better, then we can go and take the level check test for the courses that we want to go to. But no, we had to take another placement test, put into a level again, which is one level higher. And now from this Friday onwards, we have to take the level check test for every course that we want to go to. And right now my motivation is like below zero. I think I haven't really talked to you about that yet because I have to let time pass for us to look at things more like objectively, to tell you without ranting, you know. I hope I don't rant, but that's how it is for me at least. I know my cheaper friends, they had like a placement test online. They could do that online, and it was just like for orientation, which course they should take. But if they thought that they are able to do a higher level course, then they could do that. But for us, we have to take the placement test, get put into a level, but then we still have to take the test for that specific level, which I don't understand why that is. We have this buddy program here at Keio where you can register. It's like a program for international and Japanese students where you get like 2 or 3, I don't even remember, maybe 2, no, 3? Like you get 3 international students and 3 Japanese students, so you know, get to know each other and that stuff. But then they invited us to some events, like to some festivals, but I always declined because it was in the middle of the week of those tests. So I had to decline every time they invited me to something because I wanted to study for the tests. And after a while we don't even have contact. We haven't contacted each other anymore after that, which I understand, because if I invite someone and they always decline, then why should I invite them any longer? I can understand that. So it was quite frustrating because I care about my grades. So that's why I always have the priority to stay home and study rather than go out and have fun, which you also should have while being abroad, of course, because you're not abroad just to stay in your room to study. Of course you have to, but I think you will understand what I want to say. You're also here to have different experiences, to meet new people, to get to know each other, and not planting your face in your box. But yeah, I kind of did that, locked myself up in my room to study, and just went out with friends during the weekends. Well, I think it's more relaxing after you get into your courses and have a steady studying timetable. Then it's more relaxing because it's different in Germany. The relaxing time is at the beginning of the semester because the teacher will introduce themselves and maybe you have to introduce yourselves and they just explain some things, and it gets harder as the semester goes on. But here at Keio University, it gets hard right at the beginning. And yeah, we're just not really used to that. I'm not sure whether we're the only ones or whether it's the same for Japanese students too, because they have an entrance exam, which we also don't have in Germany, and I think that's really stressful too. So yeah, they like exams here in Japan. I hope you're interested in this stuff because I'm just blathering away. And yeah, I don't really, as you know, I only do long haul videos and random talking videos, but I don't really talk that much about my university life here. But maybe some of you are interested in that. If you want to know more about something concerning university or anything else, then you can always ask below. So that's no problem. I don't know why, but
sometimes I have this feeling that people don't really want to talk to me online because I don't have that many followers, but I have on Facebook too or on Instagram. Even though people like my Instagram pictures, they never say anything because I like to talk to people online when I post something. So I don't know. I hope that you're not afraid of talking to me because I got told that a few times that they are afraid of talking to me in person. But yeah, if you have any question, it can be also random and you can just ask. There are also clubs at Keio University which you can join, but I have this feeling that Japanese students and international students are quite separated. Of course, they don't take Japanese classes because they are Japanese already. Why would they take Japanese classes? So we don't have classes with them in the first place. And then there are international courses. It's about courses about culture, science, and business. Different courses that you can take if you're interested in them, which I do. I took 2 courses last semester. I have to take 2 this semester too. And those are courses which Japanese people also can take. The Japanese students can take those courses too if they are interested. And because those courses are all in English, and there are quite a few Japanese students who just want to interact with other international students or just want to discuss in English about those topics in English. But there aren't many who take those courses. So I have this feeling that it's quite difficult to get to know people, at least at Keio University. And, we have clubs circles, for example, kendo and photography. And I don't know, there's a lot. But we get this booklet with the clubs for international students. So I have this feeling that this is also separated. It's always for international students. We don't really have normal, for example, clubs or courses with Japanese students. We are always getting something special. I don't really know how to describe this, so I'm just I hope you understand what I mean. We always get this special treatment kind of thing, which doesn't feel like special treatment because it doesn't help at all if they put us in different courses. I live in a dormitory. There are several dormitories for Keio students, international students also. And the one I live in right now doesn't have any Japanese residents. And I don't really meet any people at all if I think about it, because there are dormitories with shared kitchen and, for example, bathrooms and restrooms. So they meet each other on the way there. And it's easier to engage with each other. But for me, I live in a dormitory which is more apartment complex, I would say. So each person has a private apartment with private kitchen and bathroom. So we only go out when we go to university or when we have to go grocery shopping. Otherwise, we don't meet at all because we only have a lounge that we share on the first floor. We don't have anything for everyone on each floor, which I don't know which dormitory it is, but mine is Plum. I did a video on for my apartment before, and there are other dormitories which also have several floors, and they always have a common room on each floor. Like, I think it might be the kitchen, but they have the chance to meet each other. We don't have that at all. We don't see, like, I spoke to some when I met them that they don't ever see anyone at all in our dormitory. So there aren't any Japanese, and we also don't really talk to each other because we never see each other. And it's really rare that someone's in the lounge on the first floor. And we also aren't allowed on the other floors of the other residents. So we have, I think, 6 or 8 floors in our dormitory, and we're just allowed on our floor. We aren't allowed on the other girls' floor. Like, girls and boys are also separated, and we aren't allowed on the other floors too. So I don't know why this is such a thing here, but yeah, everything has to be separated, and it's, for me at least, really difficult to get to know people. But I mean, there are a lot of nice people here, but I think maybe it's just me who is difficult. I don't know. Problems of an introverted person. Yeah, maybe it's just me who is the problem. Because there are a lot of nice international students, and of course there must be nice Japanese students. So, but I don't know, I just don't manage to get to know anybody that well at all. Maybe I'm just bad at it. So yeah, that's just my experience. Of course, there are a lot more outgoing people who manage to speak to everyone and anytime. But unfortunately, I'm not like that. And I have to put a lot more effort in myself to come out more. And yeah, I try. Maybe I try to get into a club this semester, because yeah, that's the problem too, because I was afraid that my grades will go downhill if I get too distracted. Because, as you can see, I do videos too. And clubs, you have to really commit yourself if you enter a club. And especially sports clubs like Kendo or Karate, or, all these martial arts, they train every single day. And some, I don't know, tracks and field, they have to train every morning, I heard. I'm not sure about that, but I heard something like that. And I can't do that. It's at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would die. And that's before classes. I would die even after the first period. I would even die before the classes start. So yeah, I'm really weak.
So the third person couldn't come today, so we're here with Mirko. You know him from the Halloween video when he scared all the people in Shibuya. So, and we have Japanese course for today, and this is octopus with some cabbage, and yeah, we're just going to eat now. So this is the next dish. It's a sakura soup. I'm not sure whether this will be salty or sweet. Is it salty?
Das ist eher süß.
So there's also fish inside, salmon, and it's like a dessert with fish.
Ist ohne Gräten.
Without bones. Tastes rather salty to me.
And not like sakura mochi at all. This is the next course. It seems like a sashimi, I would say, with some different kinds of fish. We are kind of like the only one here in this restaurant. There's no one besides us, and we're just eating here and talking a lot about stuff and experiences. This is the next course with tempura and sauce. Thing looks really fancy. So I'm just showing you all the cruises that we get. This is like bamboo and seaweed, and I think some kind of meat. And yeah, we're still eating it. These are all like small dishes, so we get a different dish every time. And this is our next dish. Since we're talking about stuff, I'm not talking to you that much, so just have these traditional Japanese dishes, which is a soup and rice, like a rice soup with some kind of seaweed and meat. This is the last dish of the course. As you can see, it's a dessert with, I assume that it's matcha ice cream with red bean and strawberries. So it got really late because yeah, we always have a lot to talk about when we meet, and we don't meet that often because he's at another university, and yeah, he just left for his train, and I'm waiting for the Yamanote line. And yeah, I'm just going home now. It's like 10:30 almost. My battery died, so I can't look it up. And yeah, as you saw, that was like some kind of typical Japanese restaurant style course. And yeah, it's not usual to go eat like that, because you usually go eat with your business partners and so on. So it was quite expensive. So I'm sorry that I didn't vlog that much during dinner, because, well, I didn't have that much space to put my camera on anyway, so I just showed you what we got to eat. And I don't really know why I had the feeling like I felt that I had to vlog today. I don't really know, because I usually don't vlog on days when I have to go to university. I just do that when I have a whole day going out with friends. I had something planned out for me today. Like, I wanted to check out some parks, like because of the cherry blossom, but I kind of caught up in conversation with some like guys from from the Keio University, and we chatted for quite a few hours, so I kind of didn't have that much time anymore to go to many places, because I wanted to like look at the Imperial Palace and then the Ueno Park, Yoyogi Park. There are a lot of parks here in Tokyo, but I only managed to go to Ueno Park, as you saw. But yeah, well, it's expected. You have to expect that it will be crowded during Hanami, and I didn't sleep tonight, so that might be the reason why I didn't really do well with the crowd today. It made me even, I don't know, it made me kind of nauseous, so I didn't, and I forgot my camera at home, so I didn't really get any good shots of the cherry blossom there. And yeah, I didn't really know why I had the feel to vlog today. I don't know. I just thought it might be
a good cherry blossom vlog kind of thing, but it was really cold today and it was really windy on top of that, so it didn't really feel like spring or a hanami, and you know, or that kind of feeling when you get when you think of cherry blossom and spring and so on. So yeah, it ended up not being a sakura vlog, but kind of random, I think. I mean, I show you some of the sakura at the Ueno park, and I talked a little bit about university. I'm not really good at like talking only videos because I'm scared that I will bore you to death, so I don't really do those. But if you are interested, I mean, you never comment, so those people who are following me, I never know how much you watch of my videos, but yeah, it's up to you. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, like university and what it is like, you can like suggest something and I will try to make a video about it. But yeah, that was more like about tests and placement tests and so on here at the Keio University. It might be different for the other universities, I don't know, because obviously I'm just studying at Keio University and I can just tell you what I know about this university. And yeah, if you have any more specific questions about Keio University and what's life like there, then you can just comment, you can ask me, or you can suggest a topic I can talk about if you are willing to like look at me talking that long, because I tend to talk really long when I just start to talk, because I never get to the point. Yeah, that's the story of my life. And yeah, I don't know, I wanted to check on the cherry blossom tomorrow too with some friends, but I don't really know whether I will vlog that or whether I will just take photos for myself, like Instagram, you know, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. I try to show you some kinda, hopefully, insights of the sakura season, which hasn't really started yet, I feel, because the sakura aren't really blossoming yet. And yeah, it didn't really feel like spring. It's like almost midnight and it was really cold today, and it's like April already, and it was so cold it felt like almost like fall or winter. So I hope that will get better, because looking at cherry blossom and doing hanami, it's just better with like the sun and warm temperatures. I hope for that at least, because I will not be here for the next cherry blossom season, so I hope this will get better and that it will get better shots of those. So yeah, there's not much left to say. My friend who like you saw during dinner, he will leave in a few days, so I will meet him again when I leave for Germany, like when I go back to Germany again. Yeah, but because he studies somewhere else, we don't really have the chance to meet up that much. So that means we have a lot to talk about when we finally meet up. That's why I didn't really want to interrupt the conversation with vlogging, so I just, you know, vlogged every dish. But it feels good to be able to talk to someone, you know, to talk about the experiences and so on with someone. So yeah, it felt really good, even though I'm really tired now because I didn't sleep at all.
that's not really good. So I hope I will get a good sleep tonight. And yeah, we'll just end this vlog for today, and see you the next time, hopefully. See you. Thank you for watching.